Guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about water and Mississippi. I'm watching the news and I'm seeing the articles, and they're saying it's going to cost maybe $1 billion to fix this. $1 billion. So one thing I've noticed, and I've thought about this throughout the years. I used to live in St. Louis, and you go downtown and you see these ginormous government buildings, all built out of marble or stone, magnanimous buildings. And just the sheer amount of work it probably took, manpower and tooling and all of the stuff to make these giant granite stone buildings. And you look at how they build buildings today, and it costs hundreds of millions of dollars to build these buildings. And materials are so expensive and labor is so expensive. How did they build these things? These amazing, iconic structures back then? That's because it didn't cost as much. It didn't cost as much. Guys, we are getting into a point of time where we live right now in this country and in the world, really, where it's just so expensive to do anything. $1 billion to fix this problem? At some point, there's diminishing results so extreme that you won't be able to fix anything because you won't be able to afford to. And what will happen? If it's going to take $1 billion to fix this issue in Mississippi right now where they have no water, Jackson, Mississippi has no water, and they're setting up deployment points for National Guard to distribute water to the people, to a major city. If we're getting to this point where it's going to cost $1 billion, how will they get that money? How will they get it? They'll go to the state. The state will say, well, sure, we'll give you a loan, or some bank, or there will be a loan given. But is there any money where this loan's given? No. Are they going to raise taxes? No. Are they going to get it from taxes? No. Are they going to get it from what source? They're going to get it from some sort of bank, some sort of government bank, and that money will be printed into existence. And then that money will go into the system and will continue to raise inflation higher than what it already is. This is what happens today. When we need money, when governments need money, when states need money, when anyone needs money, they go get a loan, and it's printed into existence. There's not a bank where it says, here's your cash, and they just hand them the cash. We had it in the vault back there, and we're going to loan you $1 billion. Here's the $1 billion. That doesn't happen. No, it's all digital. And what happens is it's printed into existence, either by physical printing or what's more likely, just digital printing. It's just poof, there. But that money, digital or not, goes into the system and raises inflation, causes massive. See, everyone thinks, oh, well, they're raising interest rates. We're looking for a deflationary period. No. That's going to happen until the market crashes so much that people clamor with torches and pitchforks saying, give us our stimulus. And the government will capitulate and say, okay, well, calm down. We'll print some more money into existence. And then we'll give you some more stimmies. Give you that heroin that you love so much. And that's what will happen. We are headed towards hyperinflation. And I know that raising of interest rates and the stock market crash, it's deflationary right now, but you wait. We're so addicted to that we're going to get some more stimmies. And, when it gets so bad, and the hyperinflation will be the inevitable result. Anyway, you look back at Mississippi right now and you're like, at some point you're entering the land of diminishing results. Things get so expensive that at some point, that inflation gets so high, the dollar becomes so worthless that you can't fix it anymore. Because the workers can't be paid to fix it. The equipment can't be found to fix it. The parts can't be found to fix it because the equipment's, equipment breaks, folks. And so all these trucks and all these tools, it's not affordable anymore. And so it just doesn't get fixed. And then what do you do, Jackson, Mississippi, or whatever city's next? What do you do? When something breaks, it's going to cost $1 billion or multi-billion dollars. At some point, it won't be fixed. What do? It's gone. It's done. And I told people at the expo in my speech that I gave, this is going to happen to your toilets. People laugh at me and they think I'm crazy with humanure. No. What happened after 2019 when everyone was trying to find toilet paper? Where's the toilet paper? And they couldn't find it. And so they were using anything and everything they could find that the system is not built to handle. And they were flushing that stuff down into the toilet and into the sewer systems. And it was creating what today is known as fatbergs. Fatbergs, Google it. And you had giant municipal systems. I mean, all these municipalities out there using their sewer services to clean out these fatbergs. What happens when those guys can't do that anymore? Because there's going to come a time again where you can't find this stuff. And everyone's going to be using whatever they can find to flush down their toilets until it doesn't work anymore. And these fatbergs stop up everything, and your toilet begins to back up into your home, and the sewer now is your home. Wow, we don't think about stuff like that. But it's happened. The only reason that catastrophe was avoided was because we still had municipalities who had the ability, the workers who could get paid to go down and clear out these fatbergs. But see, when you can't do that anymore, what happens? When inflation is raising so high that every day your pay increase has to go up because the loaf of bread is now $10,000 a loaf. And if you don't think we're going to get there, history tells you different. It happens over and over and over again throughout history. Yes, you will see in your lifetime where a loaf of bread costs $10,000. Put me on the record right now as saying it. Because I read history books. And the reason we forget history is because nobody reads history. It's scary. Jackson, Mississippi is going through amazing, crazy times right now. And at some point, entering the land of diminishing results, those things that break won't be able to be fixed. $1 billion to fix a water treatment issue? Why not $1 trillion? Because we're going to go down that road. There are people who are within the sound of my voice today. They never, when their parents were children, had never heard in terms of a federal budget the word trillion in it. Never heard that word. You are living in a day and age where you or your children will hear the word in terms of a federal budget, quadrillion. You will. Interesting times you're living in. Guys, water is huge. It's huge. It's the one thing. And I did that video the other day about deserts and people homesteading in the desert. And people are like, well, what do you say about all those cities in North Africa and the Middle East? And they survive in the desert. First off, those cities and towns in the Middle East and North Africa weren't even on the map before the discovery of oil. So don't tell me, that these cities thrive. And they first off, all those cities, as small or large as they are, were all built by water sources. In Damascus, you have a series of springs. In Jerusalem, ancient Jerusalem, you always had the Gihon spring. You always had the Euphrates for Riyadh. You always had the Tigris for Baghdad. Tehran has the Latya Dam. All these cities in the Middle East and North Africa. I mean, Egypt, you have Cairo on the Nile. They're all built by water sources. But these billionaires who are trying to build cities out in the middle of nowhere where there is no water source, who think that's just going to the water will magically appear. We'll pull it out of the air, out of this dry air, and then you'll all drink your pee in order to recycle it. It's not going to work. And these people who are like, we'll build a homestead and we'll get a well. And yeah, it's okay if the well, dries up, it doesn't work so well. Or we can't even drill a well because certain regulations these days. You can't even drill a well. And I know some places out in the Southwest, you have a kind of a high water table, 200 feet down if you want to consider that high. Still, it's like, there's a reason why it's a desert. It's because there's no rain. Excuse me. And I remember the comments, well, Israel's in a desert and they're doing pretty good. Actually, it's not. Israel gets an average rainfall, I think, from what I searched online, of over 20 inches per year. To be considered a desert, by definition, you have to get less than 10 inches of rain per year. And Israel gets more than double of what most parts of Arizona get. Double. Don't doubt me on this. Water is the most important thing. And there's a reason why people have traditionally, before the invention of technology, before the discovery of oil, did not live in the desert. They didn't do it. Water is life. You must have water. We have bug out bags. Everyone has a bug out bag. We all have a filter of some sort in our bug out bag. I have extra Berkey filters on hand. I have over 10,000 gallon capacity here on the homestead for water storage. We have water. Water is the most important thing you can have as a homesteader, you can plan for as a homesteader. And I understand the desperation in the voices of people who see these things that we have built here. And they're like, Zach, I'm not a millionaire. I can't. How do I do this? How do I do what you did? I don't have the money. Guys, this was not built overnight. I've been here 10 years now. I have 10,000 gallon capacity, for the water storage we have on this homestead. It took time. You take baby steps. You do a little bit each day and you look back at all the things you've done and it adds up. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have money trees. Even though I tell people, you can, growing a garden is like printing your own money, because it does. It's like it is. So you do things that help that bottom line. But guys, don't look at homesteading channels like mine or others out there who just seem to have their crap so well put together that you think it's like it's impossible to begin. I don't even know where to begin. I could never do what they do. Yes, you can. You can do it by having a positive attitude and by doing a little bit each day. Doing a little bit each day. Jackson, Mississippi is in a whole world of poop right now. It's a mess. It's a major city. It has no water, no clean water. Disease will set in. And we're entering the land of diminishing results. If it's going to cost $1 billion to fix this problem, at some point, the price tag is going to get so high that it just won't be fixed. Or it'll just be thrown together to get by until the next disaster strikes, and you will never be able to rely on clean water again. We're entering that land of diminishing results. It's $1 billion to fix this. It's getting crazy. The value of our dollar is going down the toilet. We're watching it right before our eyes. And it was predictable. It was all predictable. Crazy times. Take steps now. Prepare now. If the water was turned off tomorrow, what would you do? Don't say it won't happen. These people out there who say, oh, that'll never happen. You're living in a world of fear. No. I read history books. And a Federal Reserve, a fractional reserve banking system will collapse. Always has, always will. Read your history books. It will collapse. And when that happens, where will you be? All right, check out our merchandise, teespring.com. One way you can support the homestead is by checking out our t-shirts. Common sense, not so common anymore. Oh, man. And also our Stupid You Hurt shirt. You can find those for sale at teespring.com. Links in the description below. By buying a t-shirt, you're supporting the homestead. And you're letting everyone else out there know that if we had some more hurt in this world, there'd be a lot less stupid. All right, see you next time at the homestead. Bye! Hey guys, we know that a lot of our audience are homeschoolers. Homeschooling here is very important to us. And if you're like us, maybe you've had a hard time training your youngsters to memorize their times tables. Well, I want to introduce you to a program today that I think will help with that. This is Times Tables. It's perfect for small children. At age 7, my youngest son has his multiplication tables memorized, all of them. Times Tales is a series of stories that your child learns in a video. The video presents a simple story that your child can easily recall from memory and assist them in easily remembering the multiplication facts. My late wife Jamie made a video talking about how our oldest child still was having problems with times table memorization. Until we tried Times Tales. After months of getting behind and stressful struggling, Times Tales was almost an overnight correction and allowed him to get back on track with his math courses. So I want you to give this a try. They have different packages available, and there's going to be a link in the description below. Every purchase you make from this program is going to help the homestead. Give it a try. It worked for us. I'm sure it can work for you and your child too.
I know my math facts.
Hey there, thanks for watching our channel. If you're looking for great off-grid homesteading videos, this is the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button and be sure to like the video you just watched. You can also feel free to send us your questions by going to anamericanhomestead.com on our contact page and send me your question. Your question might get made into a video. In the meantime, check out some of these other great videos. Oh wait, go ahead and click them. Go ahead.